Well, hello friends. Welcome to another colour along. Today we are colouring from asleep. And we are colouring Iceberg ice cream. We have our three little penguins who have all fallen asleep on an iceberg. One of them's eating an ice cream. One of them seems to be eating some fish. All of them seem to be rugged up with their beanies and scarves. And I'm looking forward to colouring this one. If you don't have a sleep, that's all right. You can grab the August Colour Club and you will have this image as part of that. So let's look at these penguins. I'm going to colour in Ohuhu markers. I'm going to make sure I got a sheet of paper and a sheet of acetate underneath. All right, I'm going to start with the iceberg. Guys, I'm going to begin with a turquoise blue. I'm just going to block in some turquoise blue on my iceberg. I might go to a thicker nib. I believe penguins are a southern hemisphere thing. I don't know that they're up in the north. Could be wrong. That's the information I've been rolling with. Okay, I'm changing colour. I'm going to get slightly darker. This is ice blue, which I think is quite apt, having ice blue on an iceberg. Ice blue, sort of like turquoise blue, but a little bit darker. And I've just got a frost blue, and I want to use that as a sort of a lighter blue than all of those, just to do these little highlight sections. All right, I'm bringing back my turquoise blue. I think we need to add some of that colour into this beanie. And I think maybe even into the petals of these flowers. And I think I'm going to grab my ice blue just to add a little bit of shadow in. I'm going to stick with my blue vibe, and I've got a grey here, which is a blue grey 069. And I have tested out that colour, which is this middle one here. I'm thinking that'll make a great colour for the dark parts of our penguin bodies. So I'm just going to test that out on this wing. So this is blue grey 069. And then I'm going to bring in a darker blue grey 109 and just use that to add in some shadow to our blue grey. I think that's going to be good. these colours will dry a little bit lighter. So back to our blue-grey 069. Now be careful not to colour in the face and the belly, just colouring in the back and the wings. And already these penguins are starting to look like they're wearing suits. Just taken it up a notch immediately. Right, moving on to the next penguin. And so I'm being careful to leave that face clean. And the belly, leave that clean too. All right, this is the 109, blue-grey 109. And I just want to add in some shadows. I think there'd be a shadow, so the light's coming from here. So everywhere that's not into the light, I'm going to shadow. Now let's look at this little baby penguin. I know the babies are grey, so like fluffy grey before they lose all their baby fluff and then get nice and clean black and white. So I'm going to use a blue-grey still, but 060, it's a bit lighter than our other one, hopefully just a little bit lighter. Right, I'm going even lighter still, but I'm sticking with my blue-greys. And I think its belly should be nice and grey. But I'm wondering about leaving the head with a little bit of lighter colour on it. And I think some of that blue-grey comes up as a shadow onto the face. I'm going even lighter, blue-grey still, but blue-grey 11. And these bellies are probably white, but I'm going to just add in a little bit of a gradation, I guess, from the white to this light blue-grey. Maybe leave the white as a highlight. I'm sticking with the blues because I think it'll make them look cold. And maybe just a little bit more. This is the blue-grey 030. Just a little bit more shadow. Right, I think we've got all of our cold colours now. So now we can bring in our warm colours. Let's warm this up. I'm going to start with this, it's called cream colour. And I'm going to use it to base our little pom-poms here, little woolen bits. I think his scarf should match his hat. What do you think? All right, I've got a vermilion here. It's got a nice bright red. I think we'll get the stripes on our hat and scarf for this middle penguin. I don't even think this little guy's going to want a scarf that matches his dad's. Let's make that red too. While I've got my red out, there's a little cherry on top of that ice cream, which certainly is going to need to be red. Well, I'm liking these reds and oranges and warms, so let's keep going down that road. Let's grab a nice bright orange. Let's go with a melon yellow. I think a melon yellow for their feet. Yeah, I think we'll make the scarf, this one's scarf, with that melon yellow as well. I think we need a lighter yellow for their beaks, so maybe a lemon yellow for their beaks. And this is the lemon yellow of which I spoke. And once again, we're playing with our contrast. We've got our cold blues, and then we've made it all pop with our contrasting colours. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Now we just need to pick a fun colour for that hat that we spy there. I think a purple's in order. Maybe even a lavender. Now what are we left with? We're left with these fish and our ice cream cone. Well, I think chocolate is going to, it's a little layer of chocolate that cherry is sitting in. So let's find ourselves a lovely chocolate colour. This colour is actually called chocolate. We'll give it a whirl. It looks like chocolate. Now, what better to go with chocolate than hazelnuts, which I'm going to use for our ice cream, for the cone part of our ice cream. The waffle cone, I guess. All right, I have a cool grey, 042. I think that's going to work well for our little fish. And what it might also do is give us a bit of shading ability. It's another trick for shading, and if you don't want to have to go and find the darker colour of your yellow, you can just go over it with a neutral grey or a cool grey. You'll automatically give yourself a little bit of shading, which is going to add dimensionality. Which is going to help to sell our illustration. You can even put some on our little fella over here. And one little pom-pom down here. And I'm just going to bring in my melon yellow finally, because the centre of these flowers, I think, needs to be a little bright. There you go. Makes it a bit happier, doesn't it? Right, and if we're going to do shadows, we should probably also do some highlights. I've got a jelly roll here. It's a white jelly roll. It's always fun to put a little bit of highlight in. Should probably start on this side, otherwise I'll smudge it all. And you know what? I think we're going to call that finished. Nice simple one from asleep today, but a very cute one. Look at those penguins. They've obviously been feasting on fish and ice cream. They've fallen asleep on their little floating iceberg. So we've got them looking cold, but we've also got them looking warm, and we've used our cool colours and we've used our warm colours to really highlight that juxtaposition which we brought in our illustration, but we've also brought now in our colours. So I hope you enjoyed colouring along with me from asleep today. And I really appreciate you watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And grab your copy of Asleep or grab the August Colour Club pack, and you can join in with the colour along. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.